And her goal is not in her. She's a diamond.
So hello everyone, another lesson for you. I was messaged with a request to discuss how to connect with guides and the mechanics that I use for that. Now there are many different ways of connecting with your guides, and some people have this mindset up where they need a visual, you know, like doing a meditation and going to the water side, or going to a woods or to a cornfield and then visualizing the meeting with their guides. And there is absolutely nothing wrong in this practice in doing that, but understand that it's a ritual that you are implementing within your own mind. So you're mapping a path to say to self, I need to do this. But in actual fact you don't. So there will be other times where you just have to sit quietly and still the mind to allow the thought to come in, to allow yourself to feel comfortable and feel safe, and all of those checklist items that we are taught through the classrooms or the circles. And again, this is another mechanic that is required for you, not for the acts of mediumship. And so in this video, I kind of want to show you that that those rituals that we have developed for ourselves are actually hindering your ability to connect to the spirit world. If you take the philosophy that the spirit world are always there whenever we require them, because it's energy, and energy doesn't disappear, it cannot be destroyed. It's here, it's now, it's all around us. And so in that mechanic within my mind, I must be able to connect to that energy in any given moment. And so I know I've just got to move my mind or move the gear to work, and in that moment I tell myself whatever is in my mind must be that of the communicator, of that of the intelligence, or that of the loved one. And that same mechanic will happen whether I want to connect to my guides for inspiration or for entrancement. It's just the moving of the mind into the right gear. So I have done the video in the sense of I can talk you through this scenario where we sit and we still ourselves, and we do this for 10 minutes. And what we're doing is telling ourselves we need to become more hypersensitive. We need to spread the aura to pick up that subtlety of mediumship. And there was a short meditation that I done. I'll leave it in the information box at the top there, that you can go to, where I show you how to connect to a loved one or a spirit guide. And this is a very easy mechanic, and you can do this over time again and again and again till you develop your own mapping as such. Or give it a try, you know, with the philosophy I'm saying. You can connect at any time, you can just move your mind there. And granted, we all have a busy lifestyle, and sometimes some days are better than others, and it can be really difficult just to clear your mind. I fully appreciate that. I'm no stranger to that problem within our everyday lives. But it's one of those things that once you've got used to doing it this way, you will realise you don't need the 10-minute meditation. You don't need to sit for 15 minutes. You are accomplished enough with the mind that you can just shift that gear immediately. And so that connection there is whatever you require for your own safety, for your own peace of mind. And I don't mean safety as though you can be harmed. It's the brain needs to feel safe for you to go with it. So maybe we're softening the blow to the ego, or just helping our own mind feel within a safe place, so we're not self-conscious, therefore the dilution rate doesn't take over. And so this is going to be very important when you are coming to doing one-to-one readings or platform work. So we need to learn that mechanic of the mind, not the mechanic of connecting to the guide. The guide, the spirit world, the loved ones are there in a moment. We've just got to still the mind enough to not over dilute it or not question it from every level. Now you must also understand that the connection to the spirit world, and there will be a lot more in-depth videos on this, is just a state of consciousness. We are fooled by the idea from our teachers, our tutors, our circle leaders, so on and so forth, that a person has to turn up, that someone has to be there in a physical representation. You know, like they may have hair, they may not have hair, they may be male or female, they may be biblical characters or non-biblical characters, they may even be cartoons or some form of animation. You need to bear this in mind as well, that it's a state of consciousness. They do not harbour this body anymore, from one that they would have walked the earth with if they have walked the earth, because again I cannot prove that. But it's in effect it's an avatar for you to feel safe. So you will hear many stories of people connecting with famous people or biblical characters such as Jesus, and I'm not suggesting for a moment that he is or isn't there, but the avatar is that your mind can wear that more freely. You are confident, you are comfortable if you have this famous figure, whichever figure that is, or equally within your own animation within your mind, because the consciousness is energy. And you'll actually find that that as that spark happens within the brain, where we start to map out an idea or how the brain works, to give us this visualization for this sensory place that we live in that moment, I think the spirit world cloak that idea, that spark, that thoughts, to give it that realism, to give it that ideal, that story. And in this example, your safety of a guide being a mother or a father or a family member or a biblical character or someone famous just sits well with us as the individual, giving us this safety and giving us this I'm comfortable right now, I feel love, and I feel that the spirit world are present. So it makes perfect sense that the mind will manipulate it in that way for you to speak the words that external intelligence is trying to give you. And if they need to wear an avatar, well, of course they will. Of course they will wear that avatar. That makes perfect sense to me. So it's not that everything is delusional and everything's love and light and unicorn and rainbows, but I'm trying to give you the understanding of why that would happen. Why would the guide system there work in that way? And it's simply for you to have peace of mind, to feel safe in your surroundings, to speak the words without the element of ego or self-consciousness diluting the information that is being received. So I hope in some way this has helped you. And again, I offer all the time videos that you would like to see, or a mechanic that you can't quite understand. Then drop it in the comment box below. Send me the email on the email provided, because many of you like to stay anonymous. And so I invite you to engage with me, engage with the channel, engage with my findings, and I will create the videos in the near future, time permitting, and try to answer all your questions. Don't forget to like and maybe consider subscribing, because if you're dropping questions or you have an interest in the mechanics or on a spiritual development, then this channel may benefit you in some way. Maybe not all of it, because some of it is aimed at the lower level, intermediate and then advanced level, and you will see yourself in one of those positions. But there is a bell for notifications for when this for when the next upload will be there. So I look forward to the next one. Stay safe. I'll speak to you all soon.